Hello and welcome to Key Factors yet again on a Thursday night as we preview racing from Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Hopefully a lot of winners coming your way, but Mike, I reckon it's going to be one of those days where that mounting yard is just going to be oh so important, mate.
Very, very important. Those who love barrier trials have a great day on Saturday. I think those who love the yard as well, progression is going to be so important into new preparations. And to make it even harder, Stu, we've got a couple of moody horses racing this Saturday as well.
Well, the Group 2 Expressway, that is the highlight, obviously, Mike. I'm going to be looking for that reliable type in the yard, as we always do. And tell you what's not reliable, mate, this weather heading into Saturday. What do we make of this?
We don't know. It says 5 to 15 mil on the weather forecast, but that could be 2 to 20. We know what it's like. They don't really know what's going to happen on Friday. It could even be a good 4. It could even be a heavy 8. So watch the weather on Friday. Fair to Off Rails is the forecast for bias. Yep. That's pretty reliable with a soft track.
OK, Rosehill course is looking good from all reports. So as we have a look at these 5 races, Mike, we know that's the feature there, the Expressway Stakes, Group 2 racing in January. How good? What are the other ones?
Great House could be a great bet in race 4, but we don't know where he's going Thursday late afternoon, so we'll avoid that one. Keep it simple. Race 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all good betting races, but the Expressway so hard with them all first up. All
right, so we've got the late quaddie joined by race number 5. They're the ones we're going to be having a look at here. So as we delve straight into it, let's go. Race number 5. Looking at the market here, over 1,400 metres, benchmark 72 and $4.20 favourite. Marcinay looks to get the clear lead here, a tough on pacer that likes it wet if the rain comes, coming through that strong Gosford Guineas form. Shake on the second line, $4.40, well backed and chased well behind Tycoonist last start. Oscar Zulu's had some money, 11 into $6, a month since he ran on in stakes grade up in Queensland. Zabari, 750, has chased well. Both runs this prep, should fight on up in trip. Tycoonist there, as we mentioned, and Starla, $9.50. Ran on well last start. Not much wet form to speak of, though. That is going to be the query this weekend as we head into the races. But let's have a look at this favourite, Mike, Marcinay, race 5. A favourite to start us off, eh?
Yeah,
have a look at a replay.
Wet won't be a problem for this horse. It was a drier track this day in the Gold Coast. It was 3 wide, no cover. It was oh so tough. There was a bit of market support first up and it ran well at Gosford as well. It's a type of horse we know quite well. Tough, on pace, not really known for acceleration or zip. So if the track dries out and the tempo is steady, he might be in trouble. But if the rain does come, he can roll along and be oh so hard to run down, Stu.
So you're telling me it might be a nice tough type from the Waterhouse bot camp?
Yep, we know those horses pretty damn well, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We can rely on that stable for a profile of a horse like that. Let's have a look now. A few of these coming through a race a couple of weeks ago. Tycoonist, Shake. Well, that was the horse that was well back this day. It only managed 4th. You potted it this day, Mike, and Tycoonist, well, he had the good run and got the chockies.
I potted it and I really didn't like it and the market loved it and geez, it worked out well. Watch this replay again and again. Tycoonist backed him. He did end up in the right spot, just behind the pace when it was a steady tempo long sprint home. Shake did run well enough onto this race on Saturday. And Bazooka, number 7 down the outside, drifted the market. He fits the category of a moody horse, Stu.
All right, well, Shake, we'll see if he might be able to turn the tables this weekend. Let's have a look at all the form there, Mike, because we know Marcinay came through that Gosford Guineas and you've given it the gold bar for that.
Yeah, just because it was 3 wide, no cover last start and a decent race up in Queensland, so light him up, but only just.
OK, so just out by a length here as we go to track distance and conditions, and obviously all eyes on the weather all day.
Yeah, some horses that should love the weather. Marcinay, Shake and Dabari in particular. If a storm hits, Dabari will love it. OK, so gold there for the 3 favourites and Dabari catching up there as well. What about the speed map here over the 1,400 to start? Yeah, just going against horses with tricky barriers, Starla, Bazooka and Brazen Gem.
All right, favourite backers, they are loving what they're seeing there. Marcinay right out in front here, Mike, as we hit progression though, and will Bazooka off that replay.
Well, Dabari can improve as well, so maybe that's being harsh on him, and Oscar Zulu, maybe Bazooka. He's so up and down, I don't really know what he's going to do on Saturday, Steve.
All right, so it was Marcinay, the favourite, jumping out by 2 lengths. The other favourites had a bit of work to do. They could not bridge the gap there, Mike. So $4.20, you sort of, well, it's got a 2-length lead here, but there's a bit of value around the placings.
Well, and we're just not sure about the conditions and the tempo and the bias and all those things, but Marcinay, we know exactly what he's going to do.
Yep.
He's going to go forward, he's going to be tough, and he's going to keep rolling. So if the rain does come, and the pressure's out of the race, I think he just wins, but wait for that rain to come first.
All right, get to the front and go there for Marcinay in race number 5. As we head now to the market for race number 6, it is the Schweppes Handicap. And at the top of the market here, we've got Canasta at $4.60. So a nice wide open market here. It's a horse that's going to be on pace with Ulysses. What a tough type this horse is. That is a form horse. That is a reliable horse, $5.50. Star Spangled Rodeo, well, it's got to get its manners right. It's been dropping out its last few races, but did run home. It's $6. It ran home in that last race with Sharaterra. That's $7. And then Bluff and Bluster, $7.50. And a rejuvenated Juventus as well. It's running pretty well this preparation at $10, Mike. But Canasta is the favourite here, albeit in a wide open market.
Rejuvenated Juventus run the same rating every single start for 15 starts. Come on, you could sell anything, couldn't you? Let's have a look at a couple of replays. Starting with what was a steady tempo over 1,200 metres. These back markers almost had none. And all three of the horses were looking at a back marker. Sharaterra at the back in the red. Star Spangled Rodeo. Keen again, like he always was. Looked completely hopeless, but stormed home late. And Cognac, European type, just a bit one pace, but Tommy Berry jumps on Saturday. He quite likes the horse.
Okay, so Star Spangled Rodeo, it's the talking point of this replay, isn't it, Mike? I mean, it got so far back, and was it just its natural pattern? Is it its manners?
No, it can go forward, but they just wanted to make it settle. It did kind of settle, but Sharaterra gets a 2 kilogram swing with Tommy Sherry getting on.
Okay, well, let's have a horse. Look at a horse here that we know enjoys the heavy conditions. So if the rain does come, we're talking about Moana Jewel here, Mike. It was sort of under the pump there, but it got the job done here.
Well, yeah, it did have conditions to suit this day. Heavy tempo, strong tempo, heavy conditions. Gets to the inside, it was too strong late, but the form is good. Volpine, Brazen Gem behind. 1-1 in midweek grade, 1 was unlucky in Saturday grade. Once again, if the rain does come, she'll be very hard to beat.
Okay, yeah, you make a good point there with some of that form ratings in behind there, Mike. Okay, race number 6. It is the start of the quaddie. So let's have a look now for all of our key factors here, Mike. And, well, look at this spread. Even the favourite's got a bit of work to do here for form.
I think the tab and the bookies have got the form line of Canasta wrong. So we're against him. Sharaterra, very good with a 2 kilogram swing, and Moana Jewel smashed them first up.
Okay, all right. We got a nice open race here, Mike. Track distance and conditions. Look at all this gold.
Back to 14's a bit of risk for Canasta, and Star Spangled Rodeo. If too much rain comes, it's a risk for him.
Okay, that's interesting. And of course, well, there's a horse that's going to be featuring on the speed map.
Yeah, not too bad. Bluff and Bluster back on the inside. Oh, risky, but he's going so well. Juventus drawn wide, Cognac drawn wide. And Offshore should get across, but maybe a bit risky early.
Okay, you've mentioned risky a few times there, and I'll tell you, it's risky business if you're on the favourite here because it has got a lot of length to make up here, and it does a little bit there with progression, but there's others way in front.
He can improve, but I don't think he improves enough to win. Star Spangled Rodeo could do anything. And Moana Jewel, she did parade well, but she is second up. She could improve a bit. Okay,
so progression there for Moana Jewel, who ends up out in front at any old odds. We saw the replay there. It is $15 here, Mike, but the story of this race looks to be the favourites. They aren't anywhere near our ratings here and only had a couple of gold bars going through.
I just think the tab's got that Canasta above and beyond form line wrong, and that we'll look at that form line again in another race soon. And there's big value top of the page. Sharaterra, you've got to back him each way. If you're backing him, he always runs top 3. And Moana Jewel, especially if the rain comes, she's quite a big bet for me.
All right, so it was a wide open market, and we have gone wide there with Moana Jewel and Sharaterra there, the consistent type to be running on there. There is a look at 2 races at Rosehill. We've got 3 more to come after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. It's Group 2 racing time, Rosehill Gardens. It's the Expressway Stakes. Have a look at the lineup here with Savatiano, the favourite. These are pretty much all resuming in this race. It comes off a quiet trial behind Mizzy. 11 wins from 33, including the big win here in the Hot Danish before the spell. Ole Kirk, $3.70. Golden Rose and Caulfield Guineas winner in the spring. Look out. Star of the Seas, $5. In from $6.50. 2 big Group 1 placings at the start of last preparation. The Wink Stakes and, of course, the George Main behind Colding. Standout, $6.50. Strange spring preparation, I thought. Held up in the Sydney Stakes on Everest Day, but McAvoy rode in the trial, which is now here. And, of course, Flit, $8. Mike, it's been one of yours, the Silver Eagle winner before struggling in the bog when it came to the Golden Eagle. And out to Mizzy, who's trialled well. And Colding, who we could probably say enjoys a drier track, Mike, but Savatiano on top here with Ole Kirk. Here we go, Group 2 racing.
Is Colding moody? Do you qualify him as being a moody horse? Maybe last prep. Let's have a look at a couple of replays. Starting with a horse that has more zip than most of these in this race. This is first up last preparation, steady tempo, 1400 metres. And the thing you have to say about Savatiano is when the tempo backs off and they sprint from the 450 metre mark, she always explodes.
All right, well, with only 9 runners in it, Mike, at Rosehill Gardens, can that happen on Saturday?
She maps to box seat, Mizzy leads at a steady tempo. So the answer is...
She can.
She can.
Savatiano can. That's why it is the favourite, Mike. And, well, we get to this sort of racing. Everyone's resuming. We're looking at the barrier trials. We've got 2 to look at here. You'd say Star of the Seas gets home nicely.
I'd just like to see how many minutes and hours are spent looking at this barrier trial for Waller and how much it is being completely and entirely wasted. They're all out there for a jog.
What do you know?
They're all looking fine. They're all fit. Waller's such a consistent stable. He's always produces his horses prep after prep. So I am getting 0 from this stew. 0.
Well, I get that Colding's, ran a nice race there. Star of the Seas, well, it's too short. It's run on nicely. Yeah, mate.
Like I said, you could sell anything, mate. You could sell anything.
You could. We've all watched it. We've seen the media hype about it. It was the Waller Group 1 trial, but this is the Expressway Stakes, so we need to take that form into consideration here, Mike. But how are we going to do that coming into this?
Group 1 form, Ole Kirk and Star of the Seas. Pretty good form last preparation. Light them both up.
Sure was. Just kept improving. Old Star of the Seas. Let's have a look now. Track distance and conditions.
Looking for real sprinters. Savatiano 1200 suits. Star of the Seas in the wet better than most, and Mizzy quite likes it compared to the rest.
Yeah, good point. Star of the Seas, we know, enjoys the rain. The favourites are right there, and the speed map, well, you've said it, if they do back it off, Savatiano gets the kicker.
Bit of game theory in this race. If they really back it off, there's only 2 horses that are suited, really. If the tempo goes up, most of them can win, but if it's really, really steady, only 2, I think.
Mate, how do we report on progression for all these horses first up in a Group 2?
We have no idea till we see the yard, but Standout can improve off what he did at the end of last preparation. He is definitely a moody horse. Do not back him each way. It's a win or nothing for him.
All right, so Star of the Seas and Savatiano on top there, but the favourites, they were also right there, including Ole Kirk, and, well, I'll watch on Standout and I'll watch in the betting, as you say. I like that, or win or no, don't back it each way. All right, down the page here, Mike, the favourite's obviously right there. What about your old mate Flit? You're not giving her much of a chance?
Well, it's an even race, and I don't really like it until you kind of go through the possible tempo scenarios. You know, Star of the Seas wants tempo, Ole Kirk wants tempo, Standout wouldn't mind it, Flit definitely wants it, Colding wants it. And Mizzy's probably a little bit rough, so there's only one horse in the market that'll win if the tempo is steady, and that's Savatiano. So she's the play for me. Okay,
big go on the tempo there, and it's Savatiano there for us in the Group 2 Expressway, which takes us now to race number 8 for the day, 1500 metres, a benchmark 88. As we have a look at the market here, it's Frosty Rocks, well supported, $4.60 into $3.70, right at the top of the betting in all its runs this preparation. It likes to lead and fight on, above and beyond on the next line. Strong win last start at $4. Mount Popper, we've all heard about it in the media this week, $15 into $5.50. The ex-French import and promising stayer resumes here. Started favourite as his 2 Aussie starts. Obviously a big one to watch in the mounting yard. True Detective, $5.50, right out to his maximum trip here at $1,500, you'd think. And of course, Bet You're Flying, tough, genuine, adaptable. There's not too many more things to say about this horse, Mike. He is going well, but Frosty Rocks is the favourite here in race number 8.
Yeah, Bet You're Flying, just a Waller mare that keeps producing such a good stable deep into their preparation. The prize money just gets racked up every time. Mount Popper, I looked at him at 15, I looked at him at 12, and then I went for a coffee, then he was 10, and then he was 9, and then I went for another coffee, and then $5.50. I think I missed the boat, so let's have a look at a replay and see what we think of him. Horses only have 2 things, they've got speed and stamina. And one thing we know about these horses, he's got incredible stamina. Strong tempo, comes to the outside, surges past late. The big question is, does he have the speed to win over 1,500 metres?
And is he ready, Mike? I mean, what's a horse like this, what's its preparation going to entail into the autumn?
Yeah, I think probably group races are ahead and they want to get fit early in the autumn, so that's why he's coming back early. but back on the inside, possible steady tempo, risky for me.
Yeah, obviously a nice, easy win there, and he hasn't had that not much of that race experience in Australia, Mike. And well, let's go wider in the market here. Why? Well, we're going back to August. We're looking at a soft track where McCormack and Yonkers did battle this day.
Completely forgotten in the market, the two of them. McCormack, he didn't parade that well in the heat last week. He likes a softer track. If the rain comes, he likes it, and he wins this day against a pretty good field. And Yonkers, we backed him this day. He was very unlucky, fresh.
Actually.
Got to the outside, stormed home. He was 3 wide, no cover into last prep. He's absolutely flying. Bowman's on. You don't see many Waller Bowman horses at $21, Stu.
Okay, well, we saw a look at a couple of replays there. One on the heavy track for Mount Popper, and of course that one on the soft. So we know all those horses like the conditions if the rain does come. So let's have a look now to see where we're going to be playing with the form here, Mike. And well, Mount Popper, we haven't seen much of him, but what we saw was good.
It probably could be a bigger gap on ratings. The bias was against that day. It was a huge win.
Okay, all right, that's an interesting call. Okay, what about track distance and conditions here to get things started in race 8?
Too far for Frosty last start, much better suited 15. True Detective, I think okay, like soft, bet your flying's fine. Mount Popper a risk. And above and beyond, good to wet, maybe a slight risk for him.
Okay, so Yonkers levels up there to Mount Popper, a whole host of them in behind. And, well, how about this? The Speed Map 1500 is, oh, that's got 4 or 5 of them on top now.
Above and beyond was in the slot last start, back off a strongish tempo. It won't be the case on Saturday. Mount Popper back on the inside. Oh, that's so risky. And Yonkers gets back as well.
All right, and as we get to progression, we are left with those 5 horses, Mike. So a few of those obviously first up here with queries.
Yeah, we're not doing any yellow or gold here, but watch the yard for Mount Popper, and Frosty Rocks back from Queensland is definitely an interesting yard watch as well.
Okay, so a whole host of them hit the line together there, Mike, and well, all that money's come for Mount Popper, as we've said. You're a question mark. You reckon you've missed the boat. Frosty Rocks 370. It'll be on pace. Betcha Flying's done nothing wrong, but a few of these might just be catching it now.
Well, Betcha Flying's a great trifecta play, isn't she? She'll run second, third, fourth, if you like your first 4s as well. And look, we've got 7 horses within a length here, and above and beyond, we're against that form line again. So that's a bit of a lay. And looking across the top, you have to go with the value. Hugh Bowman, Chris Waller, soft track, Rosehill Gardens. If there is tempo, he can win at $20. And McCormack, I reckon he might go forward on Saturday. If the rain comes, he's massive overs.
All right, there's all from that replay. Yonkers at great value there with McCormack to cause a bit of a boil over in race number 8, which leaves us, of course, with race number 9 to end out the card of racing we're looking at. And here we go, another one of those Spruik Hawks horses in Masked Crusader. $2, very promising. Its trial well has started favourite in all its 7 starts. 5 of those have been odds on, winning only 3. Big Parade on the second line at $4. Well supported favourite, all 3 runs this preparation. Formed through Moe's Crown, and we know this horse likes it wet. Moe's Crown, as we saw there, $8.50. It's rock solid. Lilymore at $8.50 controlled the race and kicked to win here last time, but it goes up in grade and out to Thermosphere, the 3-year-old filly, taking on the older boys here. But we end the day with a shorty, Mike. At the end of the day, Rosehill Gardens, could they be piling into this one around the nation?
And would you call Masked Crusader a moody horse? Let's have a look at a replay soon. And geez, I don't know about him. Let's have a look at Big Parade first. And we were talking about this race before they jumped. I backed Big Parade last start, so maybe I'm talking through my kick. But I did not expect Oakfield Twilight, one of the Oakfield horses, to back it off early and then pressure in mid-race. It was a strong tempo, and I think he did pretty well to hang on, Stu.
Not like you to come back for one of your horses you've had a few weeks ago, Mike. But, okay, so is this that sort of profile, tough on pace type that we sometimes look for in races like this?
I think soft is better, and like I said, I think he was left hanging there, and I think he did well. Bandersnatch, we thought maybe was unders the next start. That form line worked out very well. Vikingdom come in 5th, ran very well next start too.
All right, well, let's have a look at this favourite, Mike. I mean, we're going back to the winter here, 15th of August last year, but the fact that this was on a heavy 10, we know this horse was a very, very short price favourite this day, and it came home okay.
Well, I think this is what's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to run okay, but it did settle this day, and it did run okay. Varda's probably around the right benchmark level, not much form behind it. It's capable, but it's risky. It doesn't settle all the time, can be risky at the jump. So I think it has to drift before Saturday.
All right, I don't want to see those risks with a $2 favourite in the last if I was going that way, but let's see how the key factors are going to play here, Mike. And well, with the form, we've seen a few of these horses of late, and Big Parade's one of them.
Big Parade's one of them. I think it was quite a good rating run last start, up on that strong tempo pressure. And Albumin, is going quite well. Masked Crusader so bad at $1.50 last prep.
Okay, all right. Well, the favourite has got a bit of work to do here, Mike, as we get to track distance and conditions, a whole host of them with gold here.
If the rain comes, I don't think we'll see Albumin or I'm Telling You line up.
Okay, all right, so watch any for late scratchings there. Big Parade, he just shoots ahead on the speed map here, so he gets control.
Yeah, big factor. I don't think necessarily control, but just the fact that he can take his time, blend it into the race, the off-rails bias, much better than last start.
All right, off he goes, Big Parade. Who has got progression here, Mike? Obviously the favourite, Fresh.
Guessing, no idea, but it can improve, it can go backwards, it could do anything.
And you'd need to say Handspun will have to improve off last start, Mike. Yeah. Okay, so Big Parade there was on top in the ratings. Masked Crusader made a late lunge. Like we saw in the replay, well, he could be chasing a horse like Big Parade here with a similar sort of finish. Southern Lad, well, that was interesting. That went down to Melbourne, Mike, $23. And Lillymore's been racing Wilmo's Crown. We know all these horses. Where are we going here?
Well, I do want to see some rain come first to be more confident in this race, but you can't imagine the commentator saying Lillymore kicks, holds off Big Parade. It's just not going to happen. Is it Mo's Crown to run an honest race? Albumin won't like the wet, and Masked Crusader will drift, so we can't back him early. So we're left with Big Parade and Southern Lad each way.
Sounds like you've already got it scripted in your head, mate. That's the way it's going to finish. Big Parade's going to be out in front. Southern Lad, the value there for us in race number 9 to round out the quaddie and, of course, our 5 races. Plenty more to come after the break, other tips for the other races and, of course, the $100 hot seat. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a look at the card at Rosehill Gardens. We've gone through the Group 2 feature, the Expressway Stakes, but plenty more racing to look at, Mike. What about the highway this weekend? You are excited about this. We were having a little talk about it as we pulled up here, mate. Almahaha is going to feature.
Very interesting. All the form analysts will be all across this. Benchmark racing usually sees horses of a similar standard race together, but sometimes they beat the system on set weights, and Almahaha should have 15, 20 kilograms more than he has, and he should just win. Mallory, very good. Adrian Ciclatano, who's on the punters panel tomorrow in Sky Racing Radio, tipped the 2-year-old races, and he likes Mallory a lot. On Saturday in Construct as well. Great House if it comes to Sydney at $4. Marseille at $4.20. Moana Jewel at $15. The value of the day, Savatiano, especially the tempo steady. Yonkers each way, and Big Parade, I think, sinks the favourite in race 9. All
right, we start off with $2 there. Come home with $19 and $4 to end the day. So a nice spread in the betting there, Mike. And that's what I want to see in the $100 hot seat. And, mate, last week, you found in Vinciano. I would have thought this $100 hot seat profit would be absolutely firing. What happened?
I bundled it up. That's what I did. I took a lot of value and I just eroded it slowly into nothingness. And we made $2 last week, so that was
with a winning bet.
I said it was bad staking as well, didn't I? So what can you do? $20 all up, more all ups. Almahaha just wins. Big Parade beats the favourite. And also Almahaha into Southern Lad, which I think is big overs for a place. Has to run well, especially if the rain comes. 2 big value plays each way. Moana Jewel will run well, especially if the rain comes. This again. And Charretier in any conditions will run well. And 2 little roughies. I'm not bundling them up. I'm putting them straight out. Yonkers at 19, and McCormack can go forward and win at $34.
How good. 2 all-ups in the $100 hot seat, $8 and $8.40. That is good value.
Good.
Well, it's going to be a big meeting out there. Rosehill Gardens. Head to theraceguide.com.au because if this rain comes, you need to know how your horse is going to profile through it. Our analysts have been there time and time again. They know what they're talking about when they're putting these profiles up. But we'll see you out at the track this weekend. Actually, I'm going down the Bega Cup, but Mike might be out there. Good luck on the punt, and we'll see you soon.
Good luck on Saturday.